So, good morning, everyone. We are the reporters of how forgery is committed. The objectives is at the end of this discussion, you'll be able to know, explore, learn what is forgery. Second, distinguish, identify genuine documents to fraudulent ones. Third is prevent, detect, prosecute instances of forgery, and protect individuals, organizations, and society as a whole.
Is forgery, an act of counterfeiting documents, signatures with intent to deceive, or the road forgery may be done by the forger under many processes. It may from the mere writing of the name without any attempts to resemble the genuine signature, or the more complicated process of simulation or tracing to produce a close resemblance or facsimile of the genuine signature. Items prepared with intent to deceive. Forgery. Forged documents include 6 employment record, legal agreements, license wills. Fraudulence, forger for material gain. Trivia. Republic Act Number 9105, an act defining the crime of art forgery, providing penalties and institutionalizing the mechanism for art authentication, appropriating funds therefore and for other purpose.
Kinds of tracing process. Carbon process or carbon outline process. Carbon paper is interleaves between the genuine signature, which is placed on top, and the document intended to be purged, which is at the bottom. The outline of the model signature is traced with a dry pen or sharp pointed instrument with considerable pressure to make a carbon offset on the fraudulent document. The carbon outline is a time passed on as the genuine signature by the forger. Other forger will improve it by reacting the carbon outline with suitable ink stroke before passing the same as genuine. Indentation process. An indented or canal-like outline of the genuine signature is produced on the fraudulent document, which is placed at the bottom. By tracing with considerable pressure the outline of the genuine signature with a sharp pointed instrument, the indented outline is the direct ink in, and some instances first retraced with pencil very lightly before it is finally inked in. Projection or transmitted light process. The fraudulent document is placed immediately above the genuine signature with strong light directed through the two sheets of paper either from below or behind. The outline which is seen through the upper sheet is then retraced with any suitable writing instrument. Alterations. Changes or alterations which usually affect the original meaning of document are made either at the state of preparation and are already of the documented when it's signed, sealed, and witnessed or fraudulent after its execution. Art forgery is a perfect blend of crime, science, and true artistic skill. Art forgery is one of the least feared crimes that have ever existed. It demonstrates that forgery can take many forms, not just falsifying documents.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rila Lamban Mendoza, and this is my second topic. First is means imitudsi or alteration. First, number one, erasure. The removal of top writing or printer from a document. There are two types of erasure. First is chemical erasure. The writing is effaced by the use of liquid ink, eradicator, or other bleaching solution. B. Mechanical erasure. The writing is effaced by rubbing of with rubber eraser or scraping of with sharp metal. Next, addition. Any matter made a part of the documents after its original preparation. 3. Subtraction. Any matter rubbed out, strike out, and or scratch out after its original preparation. 4. Interlineation or intercalation. The term insertion and interlineation include the addition of writing and other materials between the line of paging or the addition of whole page to a document. 5. Obliteration. Smeared over writing with black or opaque material. Trivia. The trivia is the crime of forgery has been practiced since ancient times in every country where writing existed and paper was used for financial transaction. This make it one of the oldest crime in history. That's all. Thank you.
So what are the crimes called forgeries? First is counterfeiting the great seal of the government of the Philippine Islands. So forging the signature or stamp of the chief executive, the penalty is reclusion temporal shall be imposed by revised penal code article 161. Second is the counterfeiting coins. Making and importing and altering false coins shall Courier prison mayor or prison correctional in minimum and medium period with a corresponding fine of RPC Article 163. Third is the mutilation of coins, importation, and utterance of mutilated coins. The penalty is prison correctional in its minimum period and a corresponding fine by RPC Article 104. Fourth is the forging treasury or banknotes or other documents payable to bearer. Importing and uttering such false or forged notes and documents shall be punished as follows. A is by reclusion temporal in its minimum period and a corresponding fine. If the document which has been falsified, counterfeited, or altered is an obligation or security of the states or the Philippine Islands. B is by prison mayor in its maximum period and a corresponding fine if the falsified or altered document is a circulating note issued by the banking association duly authorized by law to issue the same. Fifth is the counterfeit in importing and uttering instrument not payable to the bearer. So any person who shall forge, import, or utter in connivance with the forger importers any instrument payable to order or other document of credit not payable to bearer shall suffer the penalties of prison correctional in its medium and minimum periods with a corresponding fine. Six is the falsification of legislative documents. So this is the penalty of prison correctional in its maximum period and a corresponding fine shall be imposed upon any person who, without power, authority, therefore, alters any bill resolution of ordinances enacted or approved or pending approval by other house of the legislature, nor any provincial board or municipal council. 7 is the falsification by public officer, employee or notary or ecclesiastical minister. The penalty of prison mayor or corresponding fine shall be imposed upon any public officer, employee, or a notary who, taking advantage of his official position, shall falsify a document by committing any of the following acts. A is counterfeiting or imitating any handwriting, signature, or rubric. B is causing it to appear that person have participated in any act or proceeding when they did not in fact so participate. C is making untruthful statements in a current narration of facts. D is altering true dates. And E is making any alteration or intercalation in a genuine document which changes its meaning. So trivia is Tom Keating was an English artist, art restorer, and art forger. He gained a notoriety for producing and selling numerous forged paintings, imitating the styles of famous artists such as Turner, Constable, and Renoir. Keating eventually confessed to his forgeries and became known as an expert of art forgery. So eight is the falsification by private individuals and use of falsified documents. So the penalty of prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods and a corresponding fine shall be imposed upon A. Any private individuals who shall commit any of the falsifications enumerated in the next preceding article in any public or official document or letter of exchange or any other kind of commercial document. And B. Any person who, to the damage of a third party or with the intent to use such damage. shall in any private document commit any of the act of falsification enumerated in the next preceding article. C is the any person who shall knowingly introduce in evidence in any judicial proceeding or to the damage of another, or who, with the intent to cause such damage, shall use any of the false documents embraced in the next preceding article. And 9 is the falsification of wireless, cable, telegraph, and telephone messages, and use of paid falsified messages. So the penalty of prison correctional in its medium and maximum shall be imposed upon any officer in its medium and maximum shall shall be imposed upon any officer employee of the government or any private corporation or concern engaged with the service of sending or receiving wireless, cable, telegraph, or telephone messages who alters a fictitious wireless, telegraph, or telephone messages of any system or falsifies the same. And 10 is the false medical certificates, false certificates of merit of service, and etc. So the penalties of arrest mayor in its maximum period to prison correctional in its minimum period with a corresponding fine shall be imposed upon first is any physician or surgeon who in connection with the practice of his profession shall issue a full certificate. And second is any public officer who shall issue a full certificate of merit or of service, good conduct, or similar circumstances. So for the realization or the conclusion of our topic, forgery is a crime that involves the creation, alteration, or use of a false document with the intent to defraud, deceive, or mislead another person or entity. This can take various forms such as making a completely new document, altering a real document, or using a real document with false information. Common forms of forgery include creating a false document or signature, altering a real document, possessing a forged document knowingly, and presenting a forged document as if it's real, and using a false seal or symbol. The consequences of forgery can be severe, including time in jail, hefty fines, and providing compensation to the person or organization defrauded. And that was all about forgery, and thank you.